Hey guys, we are back with Dana White, and Dana, you sat there and you listened to my whole big thing about the workouts and the diet and the thing I'm doing and this and that, and I should have just brought you on. You live and eat and breathe in this space. This is your space. Tell me a little about yourself.
So I'm the founder and head coach of Jersey Women Strong, and we're a fitness team for women.
What does that mean?
Well, basically we're a running club. That's kind of how we started. We started as a group of women who wanted to run a 5K. And when I started the group, I convinced a couple of my friends to do it. 5 or 6 of them to do it, and
Just a random 5K?
Just a random 5K. I've been doing this. I've been kind of coaching, and I'm a certified personal trainer, but I'm also a physical therapist. And my degree is in exercise science, so I've been doing this for a while. But once I had my kids, I stopped doing physical therapy.
How many kids?
I have 2 kids.
How old?
9 and 12.
Gotcha.
And so when I ended up in New Jersey, I had a couple friends knew that I ran and had done triathlons, and they said, "Can you train me to do this?" And so I convinced a few people, and ended up growing into about 25 people who committed to training for a 5K. It was 9 weeks, and we went through
9 weeks of training.
9 weeks of training. Yeah, it was
Where were
similar
most
to
of these women when they first started?
I would say 90% of them had never run.
Okay.
90% of them had never run, or they they had worked out before they had kids, so they had been on a 10-year layoff.
Right.
So most of them were really starting from scratch.
How many women?
It ended up with that first program we had. We started with 25 women.
Nice. 25 women who had never run before, and all of a sudden they're looking to you for complete and utter guidance.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah. So we put them on similar to like a couch to 5K program, just 3 days a week. We all followed the same program, and 9 weeks later we did the Teterboro 5K right out on the tarmac.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I mean, they all crossed the finish line. The families were there and friends, and when they finished that race, they were kind of like, well, what's next?
Right.
The camaraderie and being together with each other. So we started with 25. By the fall, we had 65 women.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and so some of those same women ran 5Ks, and we had people trying 10Ks, and just over the course of 4 years, now we're up over 135 women, and some of those same people, so those women who had never run, some of them never exercised really a day in their life, are running half marathons, doing triathlons.
Wow.
So it's an awesome.
How old are most of the women?
All ages and abilities. I would say probably the average age is 35 and 45, but we have people much younger, much older than that. So really, married, divorced, single, no kids. Kids are in college. Kids are adults.
Right.
So really, we have it all now. So
were there like a lack of people running 5Ks? Why would you want to do this? I mean, people were going about their lives, and you're like, stop. We're going to learn to run a 5K.
Yeah, I think it's just the camaraderie, doing some things like setting a goal, and bringing people together, and the people who are doing it encouraging each other to do it. You can kind of set a goal for yourself, but my theory is people, and especially women, need other people in their lives to encourage them to do that.
Right.
So by having this sort of team environment and people seeing other people's struggles, not just physical struggles, but just daily life struggles.
Right. Why just women?
I think
Because of the initials, JWS, it would work if it was JWNMS.
No, you know what? I think the intimidation factor. There's plenty of running groups for everybody out there, male and female.
Yeah.
And I sort of wanted to provide something different. A lot of women are very intimidated to work out, to start exercising again. So we wanted to provide just an all-women's environment for them, and it's really worked.
How do you do that? I get asked all the time. Where do I start? Is the big question. What's the first thing I should do? What's the exact plan? And there's no exact plan. There's no right answer, right? It's just depending on where you're from, what you're doing, how fit you are, what you have access to. How do you usually answer that question?
I think people, when they want to start, whether it's an exercise program or a weight loss program, they sort of become overwhelmed with how much they have to do. And my thing is, just start with a small goal. if you're looking to run a 5K and you're not exercising at all, don't go out and try to run 3 miles.
Right.
You know, start small. Start with walking 3 times this week, or start with walk running. You know, running a minute, walking 60 seconds, and repeating that. Don't try to see that whole big picture. You kind of have to break it up into very, very small goals. And it's the same thing with nutrition. I mean, just like, you know, with your diet. I mean, simple things, simple changes. Get rid of food that has a million ingredients.
I know.
Get rid of that stuff. Even though it, you know, it tastes good, it's really not that hard to eat healthy.
No, it's not. It's not. So let me ask you this. So I'm also a personal trainer, but it sounds like if someone's going to just start something from scratch, are they better off hiring a personal trainer and going through the whole full body everything, or backing into it a little slower with like a 60-second run, 2-minute walk, 60-second run, and maybe, you know, sort of re-engaging into physical activity that way?
I think it depends on the type of person you are. Do you need someone standing next to you? You know, do you need to have that accountability factor? And that plays a big part into it. You know, finances also play a big part into it. So, I mean, you know, do you have to hire a personal trainer? No, you don't have to hire a personal trainer. There's plenty of, I mean, you have plenty of videos up. You know, you can get a million videos online. I think just the biggest thing is to not overdo it in the beginning. That's what I see. And, you know, from training for several years now, I see that people really try to jump out of the gate, full speed ahead. And, you know, what happens
But you understand how they want to do that.
Oh, I completely understand. But I think what you see is then they go, you know, 2, 3, 4 weeks later, and they're burnt out.
Right. Or they have a stress fracture.
Exactly.
Or they burned their stress fracture.
Yes.
Right. They did. Lance, if there's a question, like, jump in and interrupt me.
Well, first of all, Stacy Lynn says this woman is amazing. Lavon Clark actually says she wants to run a half. I mean, she actually gives the emoji for running.
Yeah.
I'm assuming running.
That's like when I translate English to English.
Right.
So it's like, I want to run. She wants to run a half a mile. A half a mile! I don't know why I do that. I just find the need to translate.
She wants to run a half mile. She runs very slow, though. Is there a time limit on running, or?
For like a half marathon? It doesn't. No, I mean, most half marathons, it doesn't really matter how slow. And I hate when people use that word slow, because slow in comparison to what? You know, there's always going to be someone slow. There's always going to be someone faster. So just do it. Get the race on the calendar.
You're not Jackie Joyner Kersey, so everyone needs to settle down. Like, she was in a class of her own. Everyone else, you run within your own physical boundaries, right? I mean, I've never run a half marathon. I don't think I could. I can't run more than 6, 7 miles.
So our team did a 10-mile race yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, in Princeton.
That's amazing.
It was awesome. And I mean, there's so many. Again, one of the women on our team it was actually her first time running 10 miles yesterday.
Wow.
Across the finish line. So it's, you know, just amazing things.
Yeah.
That you can do. And that particular race was an all women's race, and you know, anyone you can imagine was out there, all shapes, sizes, ages. So it's really, I think, it's just a mental thing. And that doesn't mean that you have to be a runner.
Right.
I mean, there's so many other things that you can do out there, but I think with the encouragement of other people, that's kind of my big thing, is to like surround yourself with people with similar goals that can kind of help you.
What motivated you to do this, to stop what you were doing and reach out to people who probably never thought they were going to be able to or want to run, and now are all out running? Like, why would you want to do something like this?
You know, I think I've been an athlete my entire life, and I've also had really fantastic coaches in my life. And people would always ask me, you run, how can I do that? What can make you lead a pretty healthy life? How can you help me? So just seeing that there was such a need out there, and I feel like for me, it's really easy. I don't feel like it's a job. You know, I love doing it. So
just like me with this show. This is where I would be anyway, whether there were cameras here or not. I'd be sitting here talking for 4 hours. No, go on.
But you know,
I'd be sitting here.
I know you
just
would.
Looking at a screen.
Yeah, basically.
I just think people need that. They need a little bit of guidance, and
whether they know it or not, right?
Yes, absolutely. So the need is absolutely there, and that's what we're trying to meet.
I love it. I love what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay. So, Jet, I don't know, I can't pronounce it. It's Gettee, I'm sorry. Salazar says, what about running shoes? Shin splints and my knees kill me. How do you find the right shoe?
I would go to a local running store and have them take a look at your stride. Most places will put you up on a treadmill and videotape, and don't run over to the nearest department store and find the cutest shoes. You really need to get fit properly. That's very important. It's a great question.
Deborah Northcross says, I'm a runner. It's fun. My longest is only 17 miles training for full. Yes, you can, Jenna. I trained with Runner's World. Run your race at your own pace.
Yeah, no, mine is less endurance and stamina and more I have a bum right knee from playing volleyball, so I can't run that much. And I usually save my running all year to do these Spartan races because it's a lot of impact. And I do a bunch of like high impact workouts every single day, so I'm still getting my exercises in. But yeah, that's a great advice, and anyone can do it. Seriously, people start from nothing and they're running half marathons, full marathons. So Lance, now's a good time for you to tell everyone that you ran a marathon.
Oh, I wasn't going to mention it.
No, yeah, you were.
No, I actually was going to stay away from it because
Lance
you make fun of it because you've
Awesome.
gotten me to the point that you don't want me mentioning it.
I do. I think it's amazing.
I think if I
can't
ran
run
the
a
marathon on the Jenna Wolf diet plan, because
you would die.
I would die because when I trained for the marathon, all I ate was pasta. Like I would have like 6 bowls of pasta a night because I was running like 90 miles a week, and the weight just like came off of me. Jet Salazar says it's J-E-T. I spelled it wrong. Deborah's actually making a very good point here, which is trail running. Like she loves trail running. That's like one of the best things.
It's great.
And I would actually say for those are the most fun I've ever had running was actually running in the rain in New York City in the summer. It's actually like a great.
No, but trail running is fun.
It's excellent. It's great cross training.
Yes, it's great cross training. Use different muscles, and it's a little more. To me, it's a little more endurance, and it's more interesting. And for me, who has the attention span of like my hairdo, it's the perfect thing for me to do.
All right. So somebody's asking how they can join JWS.
So we're in Bergen County. We meet in Ridgewood on Saturdays and Sundays. You can go to our Facebook page, Jersey Women Strong, or you can send us an email. It's Dana@jerseywomenstrong.com, and we'll be happy to send you some more information.
Are you matched up with other groups doing this around the country, or?
I mean, not yet. There's a ton of running groups in the area, but my goal is to kind of expand what we do, and it's also to expand the community service piece that we have.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little bit of what sets us apart from a typical running group is that in addition to doing this training on the weekends, we meet on the weekends, we're also out in the community fundraising and volunteering and doing things like that. So we're providing the women not only an opportunity to work on themselves, but then to turn around and give back to the community.
And I would imagine you're all friends now, you all know each other, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. We have people that come from all walks of life. We have actually Jamie, who was on the show.
Yeah,
she found out once she joined the team, 2 of her neighbors literally lived around the corner from them for years, and now never knew each other. And then the team brought them together. So it's really an amazing thing.
Did you work out this morning?
I did not work out this morning because I ran the 10-mile race yesterday.
That's
so I'm
right.
Yeah, today's an off day.
Yeah, I would take like an off month is what I would basically take after that. Well, with this diet I'm doing, we're doing these like 20-minute power workouts, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Usually I'll do a 60-minute workout. So for example, this morning we did an ascending and a descending ladder. So I did 1 inchworm out into a hand release push-up, and then 1 jumping lunge, and then 2 jumping lunges, and 3, and we did it in 7 minutes, how high you can go. So you do that for 7 minutes, then you do something else for 2. You only rest 30 seconds, and you come back and you do a descending. If you have any time left over, you do burpees. And everyone writes down their score, and then you share it with everyone.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for comparing and contrasting and competing and wanting to kill the other person. Might have one more burpee than you do. But
Deborah says, Dana, you're awesome from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and she wants you to come run the Route 66.
Oh, I'd love to.
Route 66, by the way.
yeah,
That's awesome.
that's awesome. Do it.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Who else?
Deborah's saying that you can walk, Jen.
Okay, guys, settle down. I know
she
how
can
to run.
Yeah.
I'm fully capable of running. I just I don't run long distances. I'm a bad knee. I played years
Have
and
you
years
run
of
the
volleyball.
marathon?
No, I have not.
Do you know
run-
anybody who's run the marathon?
Yes, Lance has run the
Oh,
marathon.
no.
Lance, I
Keep
know
it
you're
down,
allergic
please.
to bees. There's actually a bee right there, so
Oh,
you
wow.
want to be careful.
I
with
actually unpacked my EpiPens. I found I unpacked this weekend. That was actually my big weekend
it.
activity.
Can't you not the whole EpiPen? I don't get it. Can't you not go anywhere without an EpiPen? You never know when you're going to get stung by something.
I had packed it up, and then I got stung by a bee a couple of weeks ago, but I couldn't find my EpiPen.
So what happened?
I ended up I was just uncomfortable. I didn't end up having to go to the emergency room. I was on the verge. But
What happens to you? Sorry,
I just
I'm
get
curious.
loose. I get my brain starts I had one day where I got bit by 20 plus bees. I stepped on a beehive.
Oh,
They were upset that I was mowing over them.
you think?
Yeah, and so they all bit me.
Oh.
And I walked inside, and I was just in really bad shape. I literally almost fainted walking into the
Did you have your
emergency room.
EpiPen then?
No, that's how I found out I was allergic to bees. Because
Oh,
I had
maybe
such
you were
a large.
just allergic to getting bitten by,
by
20
20.
bees.
Yeah, exactly.
I think anybody would have that. Same.
Right. So but then they did all of these tests, and that's how I found out I was allergic to apples and all these other.
Things that you've been eating your whole life.
Right, but my throat does get stretchy from the apples. So
But my throat gets scratchy from certain things like kiwi and pineapple. Does that
maybe
mean
you
I'm
should
allergic
test.
to
You should
those?
go to an allergist. and
But if
see.
it doesn't,
I mean, because if you have a bad allergic reaction to something,
oh,
it's bad. So it's also, and I will say this, as a follow-on to that, it might also mean that your one of your kids may actually have the same allergies.
Yeah.
My first ex was actually kind of upset with me that I didn't let my oldest daughter know about the apple allergies because she's actually highly allergic to nuts, and I didn't. So there has to be a better system for people to find out about their parental allergies.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
I forgot that Dana was here and talking about the running club because I'm worried about your first wife's kid's apple allergy now. I'm stressed out about it.
Marcy wants to know how you react to runners in their foil on Marathon Day in New York City.
I have a big problem with the foil. Not that I don't understand what the foil is for, I get that. It's the 6 hours after the race ends when I'm online trying to get myself a coffee at Starbucks, and a community of foil wearers are sitting in all the seats that have the Wi-Fi, and they're walking around with the foil, with the foil, and the foil's hitting me, and there's foil everywhere, and then one person lets their foil go, and the New York City wind is picked up, and it's a community of foil, and meanwhile the race ended on Sunday, and it's Wednesday. That's the issue I have with the foil. But I think everyone should have the proper foil to keep themselves warm. I'll just put it out there. Marcy, thank you for bringing that up.
And Stark O'Connell says she's running her third marathon at age 55
Stark. Love it.
55.
Amazing.
in 13 days. 55 is not that old from my perspective.
That's
It used to seem older.
that's amazing. Congratulations. You must be so proud of the people on your team, considering you started this. You were there at the beginning when there was nothing, and now you have this team of women who all have come together to support you. And there's something really powerful about that, isn't there?
There is. It's amazing. I get a ton of energy from them, and they feed off of each other. So people like Anne, who's doing this, and Anne really, she started running I think 5 years ago. So this wasn't something where she's been a runner her entire life.
Right.
So at 50 years old, you lace up the running shoes and decide you're going to do something. So it's never too late. That's
Love
for
it.
Sure.
What's the next big project? What's the next big run?
Well, we have
Race.
people doing New York. Our probably next big team run, we do a race on Thanksgiving Day in Upper Saddle River. Our big outreach thing right now, we're raising money for Thanksgiving dinner for Center for Hope and Safety. So we have they service domestic violence victims, and we started this 4 years ago. We purchased their Thanksgiving turkeys, and we've expanded our fundraising now. So this year we're purchasing the turkeys, we're purchasing the side meals, and then we move into the holiday, their holiday wish list. So that's a big fundraiser we have going on now.
Nice. That's really nice. Do most of these women all work? Not work?
I mean, it varies. Again, we have stay-at-home moms, work-at-home moms. We have women who work here in the city.
Yeah.
Financial district. I mean, really, you name it, we have it on the team. Absolutely.
Now, did you call it Jersey Women Strong just because JWS seemed like a great way to get on the show? Or did you think that in many ways you guys were a Jersey Women Strong? Probably the second one.
Probably the second
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
although it's
Probably.
fantastic that we do have JWS.
It just makes it easier for us to share clothes, I think.
Absolutely.
Logoed clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. If someone wants to get involved, I know you gave it out before, but where can they go?
So Jersey Women Strong on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook. You can email me at dana@jerseywomenstrong.com. And our website is just jerseywomenstrong.com. Get a lot of information there.
Absolutely. Awesome. I love this. Thank you very much. Wait, are you working out tomorrow?
I'll definitely work out tomorrow.
Okay. And do you do a run, or I just have to know? Are you gonna lift?
Tomorrow will
run?
probably be an easy run. I teach a boot camp, so tomorrow I teach 5 boot camps. I don't actually do the boot camp when I'm doing it, but I'm kind of on my feet all day coaching people.
Sure.
So I'll probably tomorrow will be an easy run day.
What is everyone's least favorite exercise in a boot camp? Let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. The burpees. Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah.
Do you want? There's a couple more.
Yeah, let's do some more.
Mary Doherty says, is it better to run an intense workout for 30 minutes or run at a slower pace for an hour?
I mean, I would say that depends on what you're training for, how much time you have. I would say most people, I think the shorter duration, higher intensity would probably be better. You're just getting more bang for your buck that way. And don't forget to add in some strength training.
Yeah, actually, I know when I ran the marathon, I'm sorry, no, my outer thighs hyperdeveloped, and I didn't do any cross training.
Right.
So my knees went they started, when I walked, they went side to
yeah.
side. So the next year I actually couldn't run, and I had to just bike and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
TMI.
Tony wants to know. Sorry. Tony wants to know what your workout is. Like, do you have a workout plan?
As far as running, I mean, it depends on the race that we're training for. So we always kind of have a sort of a couch to 5K walk to run program going, but then we usually have people training for either a faster 5K or a half marathon. So it really just depends.
And you put together different programs for wherever somebody is.
Depending on where we are. And they usually, I would say, it averages 4 days a week of running, and then I always encourage people to cross train or strength train 2 days a week.
I'm trying to get to all the comments, but just one last one. What do you think about the idea that people shouldn't run after a certain age, particularly ladies?
I don't think that unless there is a strong medical reason for you to not run, I don't think there's any reason. Like I said, Anne was here, she's 55 years old. We have women who are over 60 years old running. So I don't think there's any reason to stop running. I think the weight bearing is great for osteoporosis. You need to be moving. So
I will say this is when I ran the marathon, there was an 80-year-old woman in front of me, and I couldn't catch up to her. It was the most embarrassing.
Who ran the marathon? Oh,
when,
you ran the marathon.
When I ran the marathon.
Gosh,
Well,
what's
you brought it up.
What's the over-under on how many times he'll bring it up today? It's got to be 10 because he's pushing the over right now. Go on.
So anyway, when I ran the marathon in
Jesus.
1991, I got the shirt.
Ah!
Anyway, I'll see you later.
Like all day, every day, Dana. All
Did you
day,
see it on
every
my
day.
Facebook page, on my Instagram page?
You should bump those pictures up. The marathon pictures, I'm talking. Yeah, you ran the marathon. I did not run the marathon. So now that Dana was going to leave here knowing nothing but 2 things, Lance ran the marathon. I did not run the marathon. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
It's okay.
Any other comments?
It's all good.
Will you come back before your next run and help people out? Like maybe they can.
Yeah, we could also
hook up?
maybe try to hook up on the women's health, the women's shelter.
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
That would be
great.
Or I could run a 5K with you. We do the show live the whole time.
Right,
See,
or I could run a marathon with you. And
Lance
you can show
ran
it
the
to us.
marathon, so he'll be able to run the 5K backwards and hold
Actually, I couldn't do it.
the iPhone. Well, because
Yeah, I have to run with these.
His inner thighs
I
have
have to
atrophy, so his outer thighs don't, so his legs go. Oh, you couldn't see it. I had to just see that visual. We love you, Lance. You know.
No,
that.
you.
Dana White, thank you so much.
you.
I hope people get involved. I love what you're doing. I love that there's a bigger reason for doing it, and you got women involved, and now women are helping other people out. It's all good. Everything is so good, and at the end of the day, you're getting healthy and you're helping other people, and there's nothing more important, really. So thank you very much.
you.
Come hang out with us again.
I will.
And next time you come, we should talk to Lance about the marathon that he ran. So we'll do that.
Do you want?
Like to
You really want me to bring the video?
100% not.
It took 4 hours. It's like the whole show.
Yeah, actually, sometimes it feels like the whole show. Thank you very much. All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Lance, you really killed me. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you.
Thank you very much.
You're
It was
welcome.
fun.
Good. Yeah, we have fun. All the weather's nice. It's nice.
I know.
You're heading back?
Head back.
take a picture here.
Okay. I saw that we're on Instagram too.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
Big
great.
WS. Well, have the hashtag.
I haven't taken a look at
Yeah, I actually used to live in Spring.
Frank Lake.
Yeah, I forgot to say smile. Smile, Joe. You smile.
Sometimes that's the nice. She's not going like this. I'm like, you should say smile. That's a girl thing. It's not a guy thing. That's not do that.
I actually find that I like pictures. I like the natural picture better than the smile.
No, I do too. I do too, for the most part. Marcy already reached out to you.
Yeah, we've connected.
Thank you guys very much.
Wave.